Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, yesterday I talked about being ready. What does it take to be ready to start your own business? And how to assess your readiness? What are the things you got to think about? And one of them was having an idea for your business, a business idea, and a good one. And I got a lot of questions about that. So, well, later you talked about business planning. Is there a difference between a business idea and what you do there, and then later put together a business plan? And the answer to that question is yes. That's what I'm talking about. A business idea is your first look at an idea and your assessment of it. It's what you're going to use to talk about with other people, like your family and other people you might want to have join you, as to whether or not your idea has any merit to it. It's a first look. So I want to talk about more what makes up a business idea, because it's a big part of what we do when we work with people. So we start people, when we work with them, a process we call ideation. Ideation. Remember that. It's the process by which you form a business idea, and quite seriously so. So what do we mean by that? Ideation starts with establishing the premise of your business. The premise. This is really important. Listen up. A premise is first a need that you're going to fulfill for a set of people, called a market. A need you fulfill. Remember that phrase. And the big word is the need you fulfill. A need could be lots of things. It could be a problem you solve for individuals or for businesses. It could be a brand new opportunity of some kind that you're the innovator of, and you're going to try to figure out whether or not anybody wants it through your research. You may be contemplating a nonprofit organization, and you're fulfilling a social purpose. What is this social purpose? That's the need that you're going to try to fulfill. This is a premise of a business, the first part of it. The second part is, how are you going to do that? What are you going to fulfill that need with? So here you got a premise, a need, and fulfilling the need. Those two things. If you can clearly explain what this need is and how you're going to fulfill it in a matter of a minute and a half, you've done well. It's kind of the introductory sentence of an elevator pitch. We fulfill the need of people who need this, this, and this, and this. And what we do is provide that and that and that and that. You fill in the this is and the that's on this, and you've got an explanation of the premise of your business. Pretty simple, huh? Believe me, though, it's hard to do. You need a lot of practice at it. You got to think about it. A need, and explain it in terms that the person who has the need would say it themselves. So, yeah, I really respect what you have to say about it, but what do they think about it, and why is this need so important to them? And then when you explain how to fulfill that need, you explain it again in terms that they would accept it, that they want it, and you're pretty sure that they would buy it or they would utilize it. So start with the premise. Once you get that clearly in mind, you're going to go on and try to figure out, well, are there enough people who want this at all? So what you're going to do is talk to a few people that have this need, right? It's called a market. Market is made up of people. It's made up of organizations. It's made up of companies, any of which you may be serving, who have this need that you're going to fulfill, and with the solution that you have that fulfills it. Well, how do you know they need it? It's just you talking so far. How about going to talk to a few of these people that you think have this need and learn more about it from them? Pretty simple, right? Believe me, that's a very important step in actually facing the market in an early way. This is not an exhaustive piece of primary research. You got your thumb in the air and seeing how the wind blows, but really try to find out and refine your definition of the need that needs to be fulfilled. So that's what you're going to do initially, to figure out if anybody has this need in some really big way, and that there's a lot of them that have this need. So you need a market to approach. Okay. Now, when you enter a market, you need to win. Now, who do you win against? You still got to win your customers. That's obvious. That market we just got through talking about We're going to be selling something to them. But you have to have a winner. Winner, well, who are we up against here? What's this contest about? It's called competition. What is competition? It's anybody who is going to try to fulfill this very same need that you said you're going to fulfill. The same need, not the way you do it necessarily. They may do it in some entirely different way. Think of it. Whatever this need is, somebody is fulfilling it already. It's the people who have it. However they're dealing with it. It's the status quo. You're up against that, and you're up against anybody else that tries to approach these very same people and provide a solution. And you've got to beat them. You've got to be better than the status quo, and you've got to be better than anybody else who tries to approach these same people to solve this problem or this need that they have. Simple as that. You've got to have a solid winner, and in the way I used to talk about this, you've got to have a must-have kind of solution to their need. Must-have, not a me too. If you're a me too, it's going to be a long day in the sales process and trying to overcome other people over whom you have no competitive advantage. So you're going to win by being the best. And if you're not the best, you might want to rethink your solution, quite honestly, because it's going to be a hard road to plow if it's a me too kind of situation. So have a winner. But at the end of it all, you have to show some measure of success, right? This is it. You make money. If you're a for-profit company, you need to be profitable and you've got to accumulate cash. You may want to grow. But making money has to do with your approach to the market. Is it efficient? You've got the financial discipline to be profitable. This is all about your sales price and picking the right one, which you could also test in these early discussions with potential customers. And you got to have a sales channel through which you go to reach these people. The measure of winning is making money. Now, you may also, though, be a nonprofit organization that's serving a social purpose. You have a cause. Just like any business, you have a purpose and you have objectives to meet. In this case, for the nonprofits, it's the objectives of meeting the needs of individuals, and you've defined the social cause that explains what it is you're trying to achieve, and you measure it. So for the for-profit company, the measure is revenue growth and profit, maybe. And in a nonprofit, it's the achievement of helping a whole lot of people with an issue that they have. Okay. That's it in a big nutshell that I just gave you. All about ideation. So ideation is the first step in assessing your readiness for starting a business. You go through a reasonably rigorous process, but it's not a full business planning, figuring out the operations of your business. This is assessing your idea and whether or not you think it's going to have legs, and you determine with your research and your discussions with other experts in your industry that you want to enter as to whether or not this idea may have legs, and that is something you really ought to spend more time on. If it is, go for it. Go for it means also go for it with friends and family in mind and having the support structure around you like we've talked about. Ideation, that's how everything gets started. Have a great day.